So, just for the record, I love Christmas. I love festive seasons. We're counting down to New Year. I love it. And is anybody excited for the festive season? Absolutely. Right. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. My fantastic audience, they've always been with me through thick and thin. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited that we're getting into a new year together. It's just awesome. Thank you very much. And of course, Mr. SM.
Hey,
Charles from the SM. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Clap for me, guys. Thank you.
You're special, we know. So how excited are you? We're counting down to the new year.
I am super excited. It's a new year, 2018. I have a long list of stuff I want to do. I want to buy my car by next year. Yes. Clap now. Yes. I'm gonna get my car. You know, so yeah, I'm excited.
I pray that happens for you because you really need a car in this Lagos.
I do. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
You look nice, by the way. Very nice.
Thank you, OSC College of Fashion, a pop of color. I keep forgetting what this stuff is called.
A kimono.
A kimono.
Beautiful.
Okay. And also you who's watching at home, thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of the Inside Out Show. My name is Sandra Eze. Thank you once again for joining us. However, today we are discussing a very popular topic that I'm sure that each and every one of us can connect with, which is New Year, New Me. Basically, we're talking about New Year resolutions, which, how many of us have ever done that? Everybody, including myself. Like, I've already made my list of things I want to drop and things I want to pick up, add to my character list in the new year. So today we're wondering, New Year, New Me, is it necessary? Is that a facade? Is that even real? Is it necessary, basically? So yeah, that's what we'll be discussing on the show today. Don't forget, guys, this is the Inside Out Show, and right after the break, the discussion starts. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is still the Inside Out Show, and yes, we're just counting down to the new year. I am so excited. It's been a fantastic 2017. Yes, struggles here and there, but then 2018, we are waiting for you. And while we're waiting for you, I'm sure we're all drafting our New Year resolution list and all that. Like I said earlier before, the breakout topic is New Year, New Me, and it's time to meet our panelists who would help me discuss this topic even further. We have different opinions represented here, starting with Busayo Oguntowo, who is an entrepreneur. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Moving on to Phronesis. You are a comedian. Thank you for being on the show. But a quick question for you. Is that a real name? I saw it and I thought phonetics. What does your name mean?
It means wisdom.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's a Greek word.
Greek word. Okay, that's new. Thank you for being on the show. Right. Moving on, Ladi Oshinaike, who is co-owner of Breakfast King. Thank you. And finally, Adegoke Omotola, who is a motivational speaker. Thank you, a life coach. Thank you for being here. Okay, so first question goes to you, Phronesis. Apparently, we're discussing the topic New Year, New Me, and you don't believe in New Year resolutions or anything. Why is that?
I believe in New Year resolutions. Why? But I don't believe in the people who say they want to do New Year resolutions. So
I don't understand.
Even me too. But really,
okay.
But really, a lot of people just, New Year resolutions is where you drop your old you, and then you pick up a new you in the course of the year. But it's really hard to leave the old you like that because you guys are
merged,
you guys are together, So, but then again, you find people saying that in 2018, for example, a lot of people will say, in 2018, I will not drink again. It's only for 1 week. Second week, you will go back.
Okay, let me get to you, Busayo. Obviously, you are of the view that New Year resolutions exist and it's good and you practice it. What do you have to say about what he just said?
Well, I would say New Year resolution has to do with planning for the years to come. Individuals should plan, businesses plan, a country will plan for the year. I see it when you pen down what you intend to do for the year, it gives you a guide. When you are determined, people find it difficult because they are not determined. They don't really work towards achieving those things they've listed. That's why you see a lot of people tell you, I don't believe in New Year resolution because I pen it down and on the second month, I can't even achieve these things. Why? The determination is not there. New Year resolution for me is a must. I plan ahead for the things I need to achieve for the year. A lot of people tell you, okay, I want to lose weight in the coming year. I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that. How do you achieve these things?
I think that's the most popular one. I want to lose weight.
You need to work it out. You don't just pen it down and you sit back and you relax. If you're determined, if you work in hand to get these things done, you will achieve it. I believe in it.
All right, Ladi, New Year resolutions, New Year, new me. What's your opinion?
I want to believe that a lot of people here, they have New Year resolutions that they have made. And just 8% of them are going to actually, get those things they want to get done. In my own opinion, I feel you don't have to wait till the end of the year to say this is what I want to do, this is what I don't want to do. The word New Year resolution itself dated back as 4,000 years ago, where the ancient Babylonians, where they promised their gods, in quotes, their gods that, I will make up this, I'll make up this debt and all. I feel New Year resolution should actually be restricted to kids.
Kids?
Kids, yes.
Why
What I mean
that?
by kids is, I think it's one of the things you need to start learning when you want to be planning ahead in life. But by the time you are more than 13, I don't feel there is anything that is called New Year resolution.
Adegoke, I would like, you are the life coach, so you obviously deal with a lot more of these New Year resolutions and crises and people who meet up and who don't meet up. Why is a New Year resolution necessary? Do you practice it first?
Oh yes, it's so fundamental. It's part of goal setting. I'll take it from the perspective of setting goals. Every year, you need to take stock. Have I been able to achieve certain things that I set out to achieve? It might be lifestyle changes, it might be career changes, it might be even financial goals. So it's a resolution. You decide that I would like to see some improvements in this area of my life. And it's a good thing. And so, for example, in 2017, you might say to yourself, I've not really performed so well in the area of my finances. And so I want to see some improvement. So you write it down. And what is also very important is that you shouldn't make too many resolutions, set too many goals. It might just be a few, 3 or 4. Just like
why does it have to be a few? There are people with a bucket list.
Yes, because the challenge is when you write too many goals down, you find that you will not be as excited after a while. So it helps you to be focused, and once you have the right focus, if you achieve those 4, you can add more as you go along. I see it as goal setting, and so it makes your life more meaningful, as opposed to just driving through life without having
a sense of purpose.
Oh yes, oh, yes.
Okay. Coming up next on the show.
For me personally, I never really used to have a plan. I just lived through life for so many years. I just thought I'll just wake up one day and become successful.
Shouting as an employee is acceptable, but shouting as a business owner is not welcome because you might be bringing people's morale down.
If I really want to achieve these things, then I must be determined. Determination is the key.
Okay. Talking about strategizing goals, Busayo, I know that you are of the opinion that yes, New Year resolutions, I'm all up for it, I believe in it, I practice it. How are you able to meet up with your goal? Because I bet that by 2018 you already have things you want, you already have your plans and your goals set for 2018. How do you follow up and ensure that you meet up with all of these things you want to do?
Thank you. Like I said earlier, you need to pen them down. That's the first thing. Then you look into your activity for the year. For example, I have a plan of, okay, there are some things I needed to get done, and I put it down. I need to put my mind to it. I need to be determined. The truth is, if determination is out of it, there is nothing you'll be able to achieve. So I see it as a way of marching forward. If I really want to achieve these things, then I must be determined. Determination is the key.
Okay. All right, Charles.
I would like to ask Busayo, you've made a very interesting point, and you make it sound as if with determination you cannot fail. I would beg to differ. I wouldn't want to use the weight loss example now. For example, financial goals. Yes, I want to be able to earn $1 million at the end of March, for example. Or I want to buy a car like myself, and I am working very hard, and yet I am so determined. My mind is there, everything is there. I'm working hard. And at the end of the month, March, I'm not able to buy my car. In that situation, hasn't determination failed us?
Well, I think, you know, even if you are not able to buy it by March, at least you are headed towards the direction of, you know, getting it done. When you see certain people make resolutions, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, then you also have to look at their daily agenda. What do they do on a daily basis? If, for example, you say you want to buy a car by March, and you just wake up in the morning and sleep, you know, you do that, and even when there's the opportunity to earn some money, you shy away from it, then it's just like setting goals that...
So you can win the lottery.
Oh, well... But even the lottery, you have to play the lottery.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So, but what we're saying is that you shouldn't be discouraged if you're not able to get it by March. You should remain focused. Because the reason why some people just remain at the very ordinary level for a very long time is because they refuse to set those resolutions, goals. You need to set big goals, and it stretches you. You become energized. You know, you look forward to every new day and say to yourself, oh, I'm going to achieve something, you know, great for myself. And so even the people that you hang around, you want to hang around with people that are very positive, not people that are complaining. And so it gives you a momentum, and you're excited about what the future holds. So it's the best way for it helps you, and you are determined, and you're saying to yourself, yes, I'm going to make something out of my life, and I'm going to add value to myself. Yeah.
Ladi, let me get to you. From Ladi, you now, from previous conversations, I understand that you used to practice New Year resolutions, and then somewhere along the line you dropped.
I just realized that it made me to procrastinate a lot. What I mean by procrastination is I have to wait to the end of the year before I get, you know, a scorecard of what I've done well. But now, on the spot, okay, what am I not doing very well? Like of late, I realized that doing what I do, you need to be on top of your game every day. And what I mean by... Thank you very much for that. And what I mean by that is, you get people to go out, get them to sell food, get them to pass food to people, and a lot of people come with stories. And the first thing in my mind is, I like to shout. But I realize shouting as an employee is acceptable, but shouting as a business owner is not welcome because you might be bringing people's morale down. I don't think I need to wait to the end of the year to do that.
You don't believe in New Year resolutions. Have you ever practiced it?
Yeah.
Back when? How many years ago? When did you stop?
About, say, 4 years ago, I stopped.
Okay, so moving on right now, Ladi said earlier that he would assess himself to realize it's like a daily process for him. What about you? You both share the same belief as of today. So how do you assess yourself? How do you develop yourself? Not just character, career, lifestyle, all of it. How do you develop yourself?
Well, for me personally, it's not like I don't set goals. I set goals for the year. Every year I do that, but I don't do New Year resolution like I want to stop this particular thing because I'm just deceiving myself. So I set goals, and I set goals quarterly. No, that's quarterly is 3 months, Abi. Yeah. Okay. I set months quarterly.
But come on, wait. You have it yourself. Let me wait. So this is we're getting to New Year, right? So you set quarterly goals. That's January, February, March. January is not New Year. You're making New Year goals.
No. The thing, there are a few reasons that made me stop doing years because I had a friend who said he was going to stop drinking. It was a New Year resolution. So January came, first week, he didn't drink in January. So in February, he was like, wow, it's like almost 31 days now, I haven't taken alcohol. I said, yeah. The guy said, I beg, mo go celebrate, mo drink.
Yeah?
So he used alcohol to celebrate not taking alcohol. It was just, so I don't like, what's this one about New Year resolution? So me, I set goals, yeah, but I still go with the flow. Because now you set goals, they don't work. So you just go and fold your hands, and that doesn't mean you won't go into action. I mean, your hands must be on the plow. But then again, you must sit and watch as things unfold, but you have your plan. And because as you are planning, Nigeria too is planning. And then the plan will not scatter your own plan.
Yeah.
I think it's for Mr. Oshinaike, I mean, it's commendable that you look at it from the perspective of saying, okay, from time to time, you don't even need to wait for the new year. For me personally, I never really used to have a plan. I just lived through life for so many years. I just thought I'll just wake up one day and become successful, And I realized that, success was becoming so far away.
Yeah.
And I now needed to sit down and began to examine those who have been successful. And I realized that they had plans. Even nations that have been successful, they stuck to their plans. There's nothing wrong in making big plans, but it's the deliberate, determined approach. I say, look, I am going to achieve this, and no matter what it takes, I'm not going to lose focus. Okay?
All right, fantastic. This is still the Inside Out Show, and we're discussing New Year, New Me. To have or not to have New Year resolutions. We'll be right back after the break. Stay with us.
Coming up next on the show.
At the beginning of the year, everyone says, I have New Year resolution. I wouldn't want to do that.
But
because
it
I don't
is
want
what it is.
It's for me, it's just goals.
Is that even a goal you can set?
Yes.
Like you can say this year, I want to get married. Because I think marriage is just one of those things that
just happens.
You can plan it as much as you want. And it just happens, right?
Oh, it doesn't just happen.
It doesn't just happen.
No.
You need to keep working and working and working on yourself till you achieve that particular purpose.
Welcome back. It's still the Inside Out Show. I'm Sandra, and we're still discussing the topic, New Year, New Me. This is getting to what you said about planning, Busayo. As the year keeps going on, I'm saying, okay, I can do this. I keep pressing and I keep pressing. And for some reason, it doesn't happen. So once we are in 31st now, once this 31st is off, now you realize, okay, this is a new year. So I pushed and pushed and pushed, and this didn't work out for me. This January, how do I make it work? As far as I'm concerned, that is a New Year resolution.
Planning is in degrees. There are some plans you make, and in 3 months, you achieve it. There are some plans you need to make that in 6 months, you cannot achieve it. It depends on the kind of plans you're making. Take, for instance, it's talking about someone taking alcohol. You don't expect to stop taking alcohol in a jiffy. No.
So it's a gradual process.
It's a gradual process. You need to keep working and working and working on yourself till you achieve that particular purpose. There are some things there are some kinds of plan you have in mind to do. And you find out that at the end of the year, you didn't achieve it. But it's in your mind. The will is there to achieve those things. You must not give up. You need to keep pushing till you get it. For the fact that you didn't get it that year does not mean you can never achieve it. You can still achieve it. So for that thing you have in mind to do and probably at the end of the year you've not achieved it, it does not mean you cannot get it.
You can carry over.
Just keep pushing. I'm telling you, keep pushing and one day you'll finally get it.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. So Charles, let's have comments on social media. What are people saying about New Year resolution? Who wanted to lose weight and didn't lose weight?
Before I read the comments, I think I need to lend my voice to this as well. I don't have an issue with New Year resolutions, but I think the issue I have is the cliche tag given to it, that New Year resolution thingy. You know, that word. I don't like to follow tradition. Like he said, set goals. You know, and in his words as well, go with the flow.
So what, we should change it to New Year goals?
I don't like to, at the beginning of the year, everyone says, I have New Year resolutions. I wouldn't want to do that.
Because I don't want what it is.
It's for me, it's just goals. That's what it is. I want to do this, I do it, and that's fine. Like she said, they come in degrees, long-term and short-term, whatever kind of goals I set. I want to get it, and I get it. I don't like we set goals every time. Why is the New Year resolution different? Yeah?
Because it is. Oh, Mr. Adegoke, please help us. Why is the New Year resolution different?
Well, I mean, it's like, you know, it's very trendy to say, oh, you know, I have New Year resolutions. And, you know, a lot of people just tag on to that and just, oh, this is what I decided to do. You have short-term goals, medium-term goals, long-term goals. The one that you want to achieve within a month, the ones that you want to achieve within 2 months, like the gentleman said, if, for example, I want to earn ₦1 million to buy a car, and by March you don't get discouraged, okay? As long as you know you're working towards it. You know, so from my perspective, it's more of goal setting than as to resolution. Because resolution can just be trendy and fashionable. Oh, I've also set my New Year resolution. But that's why we also find that when people talk about New Year resolutions, they usually talk about, you know, fitness, about cutting back on food, cutting back on drinking, you know. But if you really want to achieve it, you know, turn it around and say, these are the goals that I want to achieve. And as you begin to put timelines, because you need to also measure it. Am I achieving it? Because if you just write it down, you might find that in 6 months, those things are just written, they're just written down. And if I can go back to what you said earlier, you know, when you spoke to the lady. Yes. You were saying that if I did not achieve the ones for 2017, what can I do? You can move it to the next year, but get someone to be on your case. There must also be that determination that you want to get it done, as opposed to just writing it down.
Definitely. Find an accountability partner.
Yeah, accountability. Yes.
I want to ask you a question. That part, the one that you say, because since 2013, I've always said I want to get married. So I've always carried it over. So this is 2017 now. I've set another one now. So what do you do to?
Well, it takes two, you know. I mean, if your goal is to get married, I think you should also, you know, allow me to be your accountability partner.
Mr. Adegoke, is that even a goal you can set?
Yes.
Like you can say this year, I want to get married, because I think marriage is just one of those things that
just happens.
You can plan it as much as you want, and I mean it just happens, right?
Oh, it doesn't just happen.
It doesn't just happen.
No. I mean, that's why people put dates on, you know, if you find someone and you say, when are you getting married? This year, 2018, or the coming year, 2018. But those who are intentional, when you really want to find out from someone that's going to get married, the person begins to walk towards it.
So how do you walk?
Or I have a date.
Okay, what's your date?
March this year, that's passed.
Then we have to say. So you set a new date, and we walk towards. You know, some people, when they say, when are you going to get married? Say, very soon, before the end of the year. You know, and when you ask, they say, before the end of the year. You know, so there has to be a determination, and also your partner. Not just
now that's where I'm driving at.
Okay.
So now a person who is single and then walks into 2018 and is setting goals. This year I am getting married.
Yes.
How do you work that out? How is that even a realistic?
Well, it's you know, you say the things that you want to achieve, and you work towards it intentionally. I mean, if you...
How do you work towards it intentionally?
Yes, you also make yourself available. Someone that wants to get married and the person is not accessible. You know, obviously that person is saying, look, I want to get married, but I don't want to be. You know, so it's a deliberate thing. You have to make yourself, you know, approachable. All right? I mean, people that, you know, want to get married, obviously there are certain traits, qualities. I mean, this is not a forum for, it's not a marriage, you know. But I believe that there's certain things that you can do for anything that you want to achieve. And so it's not as if you are deceiving yourself. And you begin to find out that things begin to work, you know, in your favor.
Yeah.
All right? And so that's what you know, the interesting part of all this discussion is that there's a resolution. I have decided, I am determined that this will happen, as opposed to, oh, I just want to walk through life and expect that things are just going to happen. There must be a resolution. There must be a determination. There must be planning. And so as you plan, things will begin to add up and opportunities will begin to spring up. Okay? So we're saying that more of goal setting, more of resolving, more of being determined. And if you make it a lifestyle, your life becomes more interesting. And you also need to walk around, you know, structures, getting people that will make you, you know,
accountable.
Yeah, accountable.
Accountability.
Okay.
Coming up next on the show.
Somebody tells you today that I want to stop alcohol. But do you think the alcohol and beverage companies, do you think they are also playing? They too also have a target to make sure those things you say you don't want to take, you must consume more. And that's why you see more beautiful bottles of alcohol now.
Saying online. And of course, don't forget that you could send us your comments and your stories if you have any interesting stories. And yeah, just send your comments to Facebook, The Inside Out Show, and on Instagram at the _Inside Out Show, and on Twitter as well, The Inside Out Show. So Charles, let's hear what's going on online.
It's funny how people can be negative about this anyways, but it's fine. Theresa says, no, I don't believe in it. I don't think it doesn't work. You find yourself still doing those things you just penned down not to do. Just be determined to be a better you. Ask God for His grace and walk consciously in it. Osidele says, New Year resolutions don't work. You usually lose it along the way. You try it in the first 2 months and get back to your usual self in the 3rd month. Adegoke says, he laughs and says, yes, after the first week of the new year. Then Uduna says, LOL, it doesn't work. It's all about you reviewing your life of the previous year and putting it to good use, learning from your mistakes and getting ready to accomplish your wants you did the ones you didn't achieve last year. It's all about putting on the new personality. New personality, that's the strong word.
New personality, new year, new me. You know what? I definitely think that we should go back to the meaning of New Year resolution, because I sincerely feel that whether you're setting goals or whatever that you're doing, that as far as I'm concerned, that is all, you know,
give me a minute.
New Year resolution. So I was going to ask you, Busayo, about accountability partner. All the while that you've set your goals and you've been carrying it out and you've been quite successful to a certain extent with your resolutions, did you ever get an accountability partner, or was it just strictly your self-will and determination?
Yes, self-will.
Wow.
Accountability partner is also getting someone to check you is also very important. Well, I'll say a longer period of my time, I stay with my mom, and she gets to know some of these things. So she's always checking me. When I'm getting it wrong, she's like, but this is not what you told me. You know, she's always checking, and I'm being on track because of her checks. So accountability partner is also very important.
Okay. All right, let's have New Year resolution.
It's a tradition most common in the Western Hemisphere, but also found in the Eastern Hemisphere, in which a person resolves to change an undesired trait or behavior to accomplish a personal goal or otherwise improve their life.
There you have it. Isn't that like just setting goals?
Setting goals, that's what I'm saying.
I think that's the attribute with the approach we give to New Year resolutions and goals and setting new goals.
New Year resolutions, if you don't have someone that that is going to monitor you, you find out that you are just. But when you say these are the goals that I've set for 2018, and you are determined, and you say to yourself, I must get it done, then obviously it's in your own interest to get some structure into it.
What you need to also put in consideration is, somebody tells you today that I want to stop alcohol by next year. I want to quit smoking. I want to stop eating fatty foods. I want to be more. But do you think the alcohol and beverage companies, do you think they are also playing? They are also not joking.
That's true. Because they're working hard and to ensure that you keep taking their
Because
products.
at the end of the year, what does a business do? You look at the trend and the pattern of buying. And if it doesn't meet with your set targets, they too also have a target to make sure those things you say you don't want to take, you must consume more. And that's why you see more beautiful bottles of alcohol now.
Okay.
So I just feel the key to all this is, let's get out of that procrastination leak, waiting to the end of the year before you do these things. If you can do it on the spot, trust me, in the next 3 months, you'll just be better at almost everything. But find the areas that are actually very, very important to your long-term goals.
Okay. So you're saying your resolutions should be beneficial to your long-term goals.
I don't want that word resolution, sorry.
Your goals, your New Year goals should be beneficial.
Well, why I'm careful to use that word is I would like to drag people out of that procrastination mindset. Because if you have to wait for anything, people also are not waiting. I want to be the best comedian in Lagos. The other guys who are not sleeping, every day they are improving themselves. And the sadity there is, you want to write a book next year, you don't have resources. And you go online or you go to bookstores, you find out that one book was written and in one day, 200 million people worldwide actually downloaded it. That is good. That might likely give a blow to some people because you'll be like, oh, how am I going to do this? But trust me, immediately you think of it, you set in the ball rolling, you get better at it if it's what you like. If it's not what you like, there are chances that you get bored at the end of the day, you push it aside. That's why it must really be consonant with your long-term goals. You want to be a footballer, and one of your goals is to be a better comedian next year.
Did you say, are you talking about
No, I'm just looking at them in such that I think if you want to be a better comedian by 2019, 2020, I think you need to read more, because today comedians, if you're not vast, if you're not versatile, you might not put a good show when your services is needed. So I think the small, long-term goal and the big-term goals you should be setting is how to get yourself familiar with what is, and you need to start now. You don't need to wait till the end of the year.
Okay, start now, definitely. Okay, Charles, quickly.
I think I honestly buy into what he said as regards using the word resolution, because we've magnified the meaning of the word to become more or less superficial. I just found out that it's actually synonyms for the word resolution. Intention, resolve, decision, intent, aim, which means goal, aspiration. So we can just call it goals. Yes? New Year goals.
And then eventually, give or take 15 years down the line, people will say, you know what? I'm tired of the word goals. Let's go for new intentions or something.
But I think, well, I'll pass.
Okay, everyone, this is the Inside Out Show, and we'll be right back after this break. Stay with us.
Coming up next on the show.
Boys go for New Year resolution, men go for New Day resolution. Because every day you're at work.
Set goals. But what I also like to say is that get somebody, a mentor.
For instance, the man that said that he wanted to drop smoking or drinking. That's a resolution. That's a resolution. Because it's a decision you're making.
So make sure you find yourself in the midst of people that will also work in line with that thing which you actually want to do. Find yourself in the right environment.
Welcome back. It's the Inside Out Show, and we're discussing New Year, New Me. Actually, right about now, it's time for audience interaction. But just before, if you missed the earlier parts of the show, we picked up a couple of things about if you're making resolutions. First of all, we discovered a lot of us are actually not comfortable with the word resolution, so you might want to go for another option, maybe goals or intentions or something. Okay, guys, so time to hear from you. Okay.
My objective view there is, does he really exist? My brother, I support your view, 97%. I was once practicing New Year resolution. I discovered that it was making me procrastinating and lazy. I resolved going for New Day resolution.
New Day
resolution.
Okay.
He made a comment that it is for kids. Truly speaking, it is for kids. The boys go for New Year resolution, men go for New Day resolution. Because every day you're at work. If this one fails today, tomorrow you carry on with it or carry on with another. Finally, I want to also say this. If you keep on believing in New Year resolution, it will always overtake you by sudden. Thank you.
Okay. Overtake you by. All right. Okay.
About New Year resolution, it's easier said than done. Because people say it within their heart, they don't mean it. Once you say it, you don't mean it, then it's a waste. Because you have to look within you very well to know if you really mean what you say you will drop and the things you pick up. So that's all.
All right. Okay.
Well, I feel the New Year resolution and the goal setting are different, because the man that said he wanted to buy a car in the new year, that is not New Year resolution. New Year resolution has to do with something, habit that you want to drop or pick up. For instance, the man that said that he wanted to drop smoking or drinking, that's a resolution. That's a resolution, because it's a decision you're making. You want to decide. So the man that wants to buy a car, it's not a decision, because you never intended not to buy a car. So it's you just made a plan that in the 2018 you want to buy that car. So it's a plan. So the other one that probably you have not been visiting people, and you decide that 31st that in the new year I'm going to start visiting people. That is resolution. So that is the difference, please.
Okay. I think you tried that out pretty well for us. Okay.
My question is directed towards you, sir. My question is, you said we should stretch ourselves, but I realized that in 2015, I made goals. I made goals that are within what was the pressing need at that moment, which was gaining admission into university and stuff like that. I made, I think, 10 goals, and in 2016, I achieved every one of them.
Wow.
But in 2016, I made up to, I can't even count, like maybe 25 goals or so.
That's a lot.
I made a lot of goals about businesses and everything, business plans, stuff like that. And I realized I didn't even achieve maybe up to half of them. So is it right for me to make goals within my scale of preference, which is what was the pressing need at that moment, or for me to stretch myself and maybe end up disappointed or something like that?
I want to commend you. Not too many people of your level set goals, and I can imagine in 5 years' time the sort of person you'll be up there. You know, let's celebrate her. Let's celebrate her. I want to say that, you know, 25 goals, that's very ambitious. You know, you also, when you set goals, you need to be realistic, you know. We're not saying that you should not be ambitious, but you should set the goals that, you know, can be achieved within a specific time frame so that you don't, you know, overwhelm yourself. So if I can allude to, you know, go back to what the gentleman said, that, you know, goal setting and resolution, there's a difference. But there's the similarity is in the determination to get things done. But don't set too many goals, because you might end up just writing them down and nothing really happens, and you'll be discouraged. That's why you said you were a bit, you know, there was a bit of a disconnect. Even for 2018 now, you know, set goals. But what I also like to say is that get somebody, you know, a mentor. Because at this your level, you need a mentor to also pull you up, encourage you. You can have a team, maybe of about 4 people or 5 people, and you all challenge yourself that this is what we're going to resolve to do this year. These are the goals that we're going to achieve. And by the time you begin to check on one another, you find that it becomes even more interesting. And so you don't want to fail. And you're telling yourself, oh, my friend is doing this, my friend is... And so by the time you look at it, 3 months, all of you would have achieved much more. So I want to celebrate you once again.
Jennifer is really ambitious. Okay, let's hear you.
I've been hearing more about resolution. So I found out that getting a successful resolution is your determination. So I've not really got about how do you motivate this your determination, because people, when they want to take a step in getting a resolution or a goal, they always find, because they see it as something that is so stressful. So in that way, like, the main problem of people not achieving a goal is basically on their determination. So I want you to like emphasize more on how to build your determination. And my second question goes to you, sir. Somebody who has a resolution and he's doing it, and in the line he stops. That kind of person now, how do you like make that person keep on pushing?
Pick up and
yes,
keep running.
Because I see that if you can motivate that person more, that person have a mindset that makes him that, no, I can't stop here, he will buy the idea of goals or resolution. So thank you.
Okay, great question. Let's start with the first, Busayo.
Thank you for that question. The first thing you talk about is determination. How do you achieve it? When you're determined, make sure you surround yourself with people that believe in what you want to achieve. If you're determined about achieving something and you find yourself with people in the negative mindsets that don't believe in what you want to achieve, I'm telling you, you will not get that thing done. So make sure you find yourself in the midst of people that will also work in line with that thing which you actually want to do. Find yourself in the right environment.
Okay. Okay, so let's have you, Mr. Adegoke, take his second question.
Well, once you set out to achieve anything, the problem really that crops up is that it's going to want to take you from where you are to where you want to go. And there's going to be a bit of stretching, which I call stretching. And that's where the challenge is. Oftentimes, you need a coach. You need mentors. You need people to speak and also challenge you. And that's where the problem also is, because some people, once they get challenged, once they find themselves being told what to do or how to achieve that thing, they begin to say, "Oh, but it's my life. You know, I can do what I like." Then you find that such people don't achieve what they resolve to do. So I just want to challenge you. If you find that you're getting to a point where you're tired, then you need somebody to push you, to push you and to, I mean, that's why we get teachers. Sometimes we don't even want to go to school, but, be taught. But teachers will teach us, will lead us and guide us, and we'll become better people.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's have the next comment.
I go with the lady's view. She talked about determination. And let's say, even if it's New Year resolution, New Year goal, if you are not determined, you can't get it. I don't know how many of us have seen Akila and the Bee. In that movie, when her coach stopped taking her, he gave her 1,000 words. She was so determined that she learned everything. So even without determination, New Year goal, New Year resolution is out of it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so basically have your goals and be determined about it.
What I actually feel is that we should try to set achievable goals. I know I want to get a new car for the new year. If my income, am I financially buoyant enough to get a car? Or I want to get married. Do I have a fiancé? But I'm not financially buoyant enough to see I want to get married by next year. Or someone I want to stop taking alcohol. If you still surround yourself with friends that take it a lot, there's no way you won't go back into it. You might just stop for a while, but later you'll find yourself going back. The key is setting achievable goals.
All right. I completely agree. The key is to set
but
achievable
the truth also
goals.
too is that, is there anything that is not achievable?
I think everything is achievable, yes. But
being realistic,
for instance, it's like saying this year I want to go to the moon. How, on the scale of 1 to 10, how achievable is that?
It is
achievable, but it's not realistic.
It is achievable for those that have the resources and the wherewithal and are closer to where they have the interest. But
exactly.
Being realistic,
so that's what he means. For somebody like him, he's not close to that. He hasn't even studied for NASA and all that. Right? So if he wakes up tomorrow and says that my goal for next year is that I want to travel to the moon, it is not achievable here and then as he is. It's not realistic. But if he says that in 15 years' time I want to be able to travel to the moon or something, then that is an achievable goal. That is something he has time to work towards it. I think that's what he means.
There's something that is not achievable.
For me, really, and I must tell you how I think.
All right.
I just feel that there's nothing I cannot attempt. And if you had used the word being realistic, I think because there's something very, you cannot stop somebody that wants to do something.
I agree.
And with his mind. Like if you tell me the next thing now, okay, let's do this. If I can't do it, I'll just say, But I won't think I can achieve it if I want to.
Okay.
I'm not trying to sound unpatriotic or pessimistic about my country, but Nigeria is not a place where you make plans because the government itself, they are anti-plans. Okay, you have this list of plans you have made and you wake up on New Year Day and they tell you fuel subsidy has been removed or there's an increment in the price of fuel is scarce or something. And you find out that, okay, those same things that ruled the previous year has started again, and you are just forced to keep running in the same circles over and over again, and your plans will just be in the trash or somewhere, and just say, okay, let me just go with the tide. I don't think I can do this. So I don't think the environment itself, Nigeria itself, is anti-plans, is anti-New Year resolution. So I just think you should just stick to doing it one day at a time, one step at a time. Like a popular songstress, she did a song. I think it's just like that. You just take one day at a time, and you just, you don't try to plan, but you make sure that you have foresight. You are determined, and you are prepared for challenges, because they always come. Even if you make your plans and things go well, there will always be challenges, and you even find out that things you don't even plan for come up, and you just add that as a bonus to yourself. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, sorry, a quick reaction to that.
Okay.
I feel that I will not completely agree that Nigeria is an anti-planning society. What I mean by that is my little knowledge of planning or goal setting is, when you have a plan, I think you need to have alternative plans as well too. As a business, for example, we had already foreseen that Nigeria, in December, there will always be, fuel scarcity or something close to that. So understanding that trend, we had already created options. Okay, when this comes, what will happen? So in the first 3 days that it happened, we had something to actually follow. And I think when you make your plans or when you set your goals, you need to also have at the back of your mind that you are not in control of all the factors. And what if this pops up? Where are you going to shove it to? Because that is also very, very important. And that's what happens when you say you want to start off something today and another policy comes up tomorrow, which is not in consonance with it. What happens? Most of those people in that field, in that businesses, a lot of them just dry up. But those people that have already seen that it can actually come that way, they have a place too. So I think you need to...
So, having said that, this is where we call it a wrap on today's episode of the Inside Out Show. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of the show. My panelists, you were awesome. Thank you. Different views, different perspectives. But I think at the end of the day, we all came together to one point that, yes, be determined, make your goals, stick to it. And of course, you who is watching at home, thank you so much for being with us. Don't forget, this is the Inside Out Show, and you can follow us on our social media networks. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Inside Out Show. That's basically it. And of course, not forget to appreciate our partners. That's OSC College of Fashion, Beauty by Malicha, KGM Industries. Our decorations are beautiful festive decorations. That's Bedazzled Events, and of course, Veritas Catering. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. And up until the next episode, God bless you. See you. Bye.